because they don't know the secret. And the secret is, I'm talking about the underrated power of meditation. And I'm not talking about meditation just like, meditation, about calming the mind. And what I've noticed is, from my studies and my research on successful people, people who have overcome biggest challenges in their lives, is that one of the things that they have in common, like including people like Bill Gates, all the top successful people in the world, is that they practice some sort of calming of their minds, whether it's meditation, whether it's sports, like running, jogging, or like doing something that calms the mind. And you would think it's because it's just calming the mind. It just makes you feel calmer so you can deal with the everyday challenges of life. And I know it's been advocated a lot in the mental health, meditation, yoga, Pilates, things like that, so that you can calm yourself, so that you won't react to problems in your life, so that you'll be able to deal with triggers, especially with people that I work with, like eating disordered and disordered eating. It does make sense, doesn't it? Like if you're calm, then you're less likely to react and have a binge or shout at someone. Your anger will be less. But what I found is, from my personal experience and like looking into, I guess, in between the small print, not the small print, I don't want to say that, in between the lines, nobody really said this as clear, said it clearly. So this is not from anywhere, but this is one of the things that I was saying to you, that through my experiences of manifesting and overcoming my self-sabotages that I've had in my life, I've started to connect the dots. And this is my interpretation, so that if I share it, I'm not saying that, this is the facts. I'm sharing with you how I've interpreted what I found, that the people that I aspire to, the people that are successful, the people that have overcome these biggest challenges, the people that I'm thinking, that's where I want to eventually get to, I have noticed a pattern. And one of the patterns is like when they practice this mindfulness, it's not even mindfulness, it's just calming the mind. When I started practicing it, not just meditation, is that I noticed it's also, for me, it is a direct link to our subconscious mind. In my previous videos, if you don't know much about the mind, everyone knows, or most people know, that 95% of our actions and behaviors are driven by the subconscious mind. And that, like on my last video, that's the reason why I'm obsessed about it, because if most of our behaviors that we are unconsciously doing is from the subconscious mind, and we don't even realize we're doing it, isn't that where we really need to concentrate on if we want a life with ease? Because this is where this is the piece of the puzzle that I wanted to share with you today, which is really exciting, because everyone thinks that this these calming techniques like meditation, doing your sports in the day is about being healthy. Yeah, that's kind of like a good side effect. It's making you feel calm, which is also a really good side effect. But I believe the main reason why all the successful people, all the people who've overcome their biggest challenges, keep this practice in their life is because it literally makes their life easier. And it's not, like I said, it's not because of their calm. It's because they're able to access their subconscious mind by doing these practices. So let me give you an example. The reason why it makes it easier, like I said, it's not because they're calm and they can make decisions like that. It's because when you do everything on the subconscious mind, it's effortless. The easiest way for me to share with you is an example is when if you know anything about tennis, or if you ever watched a tennis match, you don't even have to know how to play tennis, but this is a really good example that I can think of from the top of my head, is that when you start playing tennis, you have to consciously like hit the ball, or you have to like remember how to hold the tennis racket, and then you have to try to aim to hit the ball. And the first few times you're probably like me, like miss the ball when it's a big mess for a long time. But then as you get better and better, and you become really, really good at it, you actually stop doing it consciously, because there was a study that I found that professional tennis players, I think when they were hitting a ball, it was going about 120 kilometers an hour. Don't quote me on, on how fast that is. It was something really, really crazy. It was so fast. And it is literally impossible for a professional tennis player to consciously hit the ball and also intentionally know where to hit the ball, because it's going too fast for our conscious mind to be able to do it consciously. In fact, when they did a test, even with a professional tennis player, they could not hit the ball when they tried to hit it consciously. And it actually, when they play tennis, it's all unconscious. So they train to play tennis consciously, but then the actual movement and hitting the ball in the right place is all unconscious. It's all the subconscious mind. So you see, in that example, it's so much easier for the subconscious mind to hit the ball. Another example is more relatable to us. When you drive a car, if you drive a car, if you try to drive the car consciously, like saying, right, I'm going to move my foot down on the clutch while I move it to the first gear, then I'm going to press the accelerator, and then I'm going to hit. If you consciously tried to do that every time you drove, you wouldn't really get anywhere very fast. You would probably stall the car, because it's so hard for your mind to be able to consciously think about a gajillion things all at the same time, which you have to do to drive a car. So that's all subconscious. One of the proof how amazing our subconscious mind is. Have you ever driven anywhere and thought, oh my God, I was supposed to go to the bank, but I drove unconsciously to the school, because I usually drive to school. Or I don't know if you've ever experienced where you've driven somewhere and you're thinking, why am I doing here? A prime example, if you've had an eating problem, it's when you sat down watching TV and you're like, who ate the bag Maltesers? I can't remember eating the bag Malteser, because the subconscious mind has taken over. So that's kind of like proof of the pudding, why there's studies saying that 95%, well, studies, like 95% of our actions, our behaviors are driven by the subconscious mind, because it really is, we're not really aware of it. But when you put connect the dots, you're like, yeah, actually, obviously, everything is in the subconscious mind. So why is this so important when it comes to successful people? Well, the difference is when you're really aware that everything is in the subconscious mind, what I've noticed is, and what from my observations is, the difference between, let's say, the average person and the successful people that I know is that they make sure that they have this practice every single day. And most average people, they don't even bother making it like self-calming or meditation into their practice, because they don't know the secret. And the secret is when you access the subconscious mind, knowing the fact that everything is subconscious, they use it with intention to create the life of their dreams. So it's not because they're smarter than the average person. It's just that they're aware that they can use the subconscious mind to create anything they want, because now they know all they have to do is access the subconscious mind. Instead of leaving life to chance, for example, they know that all they have to do is put the input at the beginning, like a little bit like in the tennis player, like a little bit like driving, the input at the beginning, and then they leave the subconscious mind, which, by the way, the reason why it's like a lot of the successful people know that, and I feel like so privileged to have gotten in on the secret. I don't know if it's a secret, but, unless you've got somebody like me telling you, who bloody talks about this thing? But anyway, so what they know and what I'm about to share with you now is that the subconscious mind has access not to to the information that you can find on the internet. Like, for example, if you're struggling with eating or your weight, consciously you think that you have to fix the food. You have to make sure you eat healthily. You have to do more exercise, or, all the things that you consciously are aware about, because that's what you see on Facebook. That's what you see your doctors tell you. But the subconscious mind has access, not just your Facebook, not just your doctors. It has every single thing that you've ever experienced in your life, from the moment that you were born all the way up to this day, and also the things that you have inherited, the things that have been passed on from generations. It has all that data imprinted in your subconscious mind. And what it does is that the successful people, they know what they want. They don't try and find the solution consciously. They go into that space where they calm their mind, and then, just like when you're in the shower and you have consciously said, right, I need to sort out dinner tonight, and then you go and wash up, and you're like, I remember those frozen chicken nuggets that I left at the bottom of the freezer. We'll have that for dinner. The difference between the average person that doesn't know the power of subconscious mind and the successful people who are literally designing their dream life is that the successful people are not thinking about what they're having for dinner. They're thinking about, right, how could I be a millionaire and also enjoy my life in the meantime? How can I use my talents, or what do I need to do so that I can enjoy my job? What is it? They're asking big questions, because for the subconscious mind, it really doesn't care whether you're wishing for chicken nuggets or wishing but asking whether or not how's the best way to get to school, or what kind of chores that I have to do today. It will access all the information. And remember that I was talking to you before about focus. Everything is focus. Well, it will direct you to what you need to know in order for you to get a step closer to what you want. So the average person doesn't make the most of this. They just ask questions that, what's for dinner? I need to go to the dentist today, but I also need to go and visit Auntie Chris, and then also pick up dog food. So without you even realize, the subconscious mind has already done a route, right? The easiest way is to go to the shop first. On the way there, it's Auntie Jill, so I may as well go to Auntie Chris's house, and then, whatever. You think that you've done that, but actually it's your subconscious mind that's actually created that route for you. But again, going back to the successful people, this is what I think that I've found the secret, is that it also is the same principle of how often many successful people set this quote. It's it's not about, there is hard work, but for them, it doesn't feel hard because they've had help from the subconscious mind to find the route that's easy for them. And it's not about easy, not doing anything. It's that they're creating their wealth through something that they enjoy. So for them, it feels easy. So going back to the eating, it's we consciously think about how's the best way to overcome binge eating. Well, if we left it to the subconscious mind, that's the reason why my clients have had breakthroughs, because when the subconscious mind speaks, it's it's got nothing to do with the food, mate. All you have to do is just realize that you're enough and you're full of love. And when you allow that communication to go through, the appetite just goes. It's don't really want to binge eat anymore. I'm just full with love. I'm satisfied. But, to consciously talk about it, because it might not be that. And what I found is that when we allow the subconscious mind to give us the answers, things like that just comes through, breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. And it's not about getting it there and then. It's about building that path towards where you want. So anyway, I was really excited to share that little, I think, insider secret of how successful people create abundance with ease, is because they do this little practice. And try and experiment yourself. What I do on a daily basis, I just did it for this video. I had no idea what to talk about. I wanted to really make a shorter video as concise as possible. So I just sat down and I closed my eyes and I tried to blank my mind. And for me, the things that get in away from our desires is the interference of our conscious self, our self that thinks we know better than the subconscious mind, which is already driving 95% of our lives, by the way. And we think we know better with our little mini 5%. It's important for us to have the conscious mind, because the conscious mind for me is the sail. It's like, the directions, but the subconscious mind is it's the sea, it's the weather. It's like, it's the ocean. So without the conscious mind, you'd be everywhere, really. But then if you have no conscious interference, you'll just be, all over the place, really. So that's why, which is not a problem if you want to live life and don't care what outcomes you have. But if you're anything like me and you have goals and you have desires, you have dreams, and you want things in a specific way, you don't want to leave it to random chance. Well, having the conscious mind is as important as knowing that you have an amazing subconscious mind, because with the two of them, you can create literally anything you want, and it's never too late to start. And, so anyway, that's what I was saying before I started this video. I sat down, and it didn't take even that long. It took me about 3 minutes of just quieting my mind. And then I had this idea, bam, this is what I'm going to talk about. And then you don't even need to meditate. Just find something that clears your mind. Stop, like maybe it's going for a walk in nature, or by the sea, or in the forest, or hiking, something that doesn't clutter your mind. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed it. And if you think anyone would like this video as well, could help them in any way, like whether or not they're trying to build their business, or inspiration, or overcoming any challenges, share with them. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.